185th Paratroopers Division Folgore. 185th Paratroopers Division Folgore Italian, 185th Division Paracadutisti Folgore, was an airborne division of the Royal Italian Army during World War II. The division was formed in Tarquinia near Rome on 1 September 1941. In July 1942, the division was sent to Libya to fight in the Western Desert Campaign and was destroyed during the Second Battle of El Alamein in early November 1942. History. Origins. On 20 March 1938, the first Italian parachuting school was activated by the Royal Italian Air Force in Italian Libya at Castelveneto Air Base. At the outbreak of World War II, the school had raised 2 Libyan and 1 Italian paratroopers battalion. In July 1940, the school moved to El Marj, where the school was overrun by British forces during Operation Compass. On 15 October 1939, the Royal Italian Air Force activated the Royal Air Force Paratroopers School in Tarquinia near Rome, which trained the units for the Folgore Division. On 10 November 1942, the Royal Air Force Paratroopers School in Viterbo was formed, which trained units for the 184th Paratroopers Division Nembo and the planned 183rd Paratroopers Division Cyclone. On 1 July 1940, the school in Tarquinia raised the I Paratroopers Battalion, and on 15 July the Carabinieri Paratroopers Battalion. For order of precedence reasons, the Carabinieri Paratroopers Battalion received the number I from the I Paratroopers Battalion, which was renumbered as Roman II Paratroopers Battalion. On 1 April 1941, the I Carabinieri Paratroopers Battalion, the Roman II, Roman III, and Roman IV Paratrooper Battalions, and the 1st Paratroopers Anti-Tank Company entered the newly formed 1st Paratroopers Infantry Regiment. In July 1941, the I Carabinieri Paratroopers Battalion was transferred to Libya, where it participated in the Western Desert Campaign. On 30 April 1941, the Italian paratroopers were deployed for the first time when a company of the Roman II Paratroopers Battalion jumped onto Cephalonia during the Battle of Greece. Paratroopers Division. On 1 September 1941, the 2nd Paratroopers Infantry Regiment and the Paratroopers Division were activated in Tarquinia. The division was intended to be used in Operation Hercules, the planned Axis invasion of Malta, and was initially organized as follows. Paratroopers Division. 1st Paratroopers Infantry Regiment activated on 1 April 1941. Roman II Paratroopers Battalion, Roman III Paratroopers Battalion, Roman IV Paratroopers Battalion. 2nd Paratroopers Infantry Regiment activated on 1 September 1941. V Paratroopers Battalion, VI Paratroopers Battalion, Roman 7 Paratroopers Battalion. I Paratroopers Artillery Group 47/32 cannons activated on 28 August 1941. 1st Paratroopers Artillery Battery 47, 2nd Paratroopers Artillery Battery 47/32, anti-tank guns, former 2nd Paratroopers Anti-Tank Company. Signal Company. Engineer Company. In 1942, the division was further augmented. On 15 January, the Roman II Paratroopers Artillery Group was activated, followed by the Roman III Paratroopers Artillery Group on 10 March. On the same date, the Paratroopers Division Artillery Regiment was activated. The regiment took command of the 3 paratrooper artillery groups, which each fielded 2 batteries with 447/32 anti-tank guns per battery. On 15 March 1942, the 3rd Paratroopers Infantry Regiment was activated in Tarquinia and took command of the Roman 8, Roman 9, and ex-paratrooper battalions. The Roman 8 Paratroopers Battalion was sent to the Central Engineering School in Civitavecchia, where the battalion's troops were trained as sappers. In May 1942, the battalion was renamed as Roman 8 Paratroopers Sapper Battalion and assigned to the Paratroopers Division. 185th Infantry Division Folgore. On 27 July 1942, the division's name was changed to 185th Infantry Division Folgore, and its regiments were renumbered and renamed as well. The new structure was as follows: 185th Infantry Division Folgore, 185th Paratroopers Infantry Regiment Folgore, former 1st Paratroopers Infantry Regiment, Roman 2 Paratroopers Battalion, Roman 3 Paratroopers Battalion, Roman 4 Paratroopers Battalion. Paratroopers Support Weapons Company 47/32 anti-tank guns, 186th Paratroopers Infantry Regiment Folgore, former 2nd Paratroopers Infantry Regiment, V Paratroopers Battalion, VI Paratroopers Battalion, Roman 7 Paratroopers Battalion. Paratroopers Support Weapons Company 47/32 anti-tank guns, 187th Paratroopers Infantry Regiment Folgore, former 3rd Paratroopers Infantry Regiment, Roman 9 Paratroopers Battalion, Ex-Paratroopers Battalion. Paratroopers Support Weapons Company 47/32 anti-tank guns, 185th Artillery Regiment Folgore, I Paratroopers Artillery Group 47/32 anti-tank guns, Roman 2 Paratroopers Artillery Group 47, Roman 3 Paratroopers Artillery Group 47, Regimental Services Battery, Roman 8 Paratroopers Sapper Battalion. The division was sent to Libya to bolster Axis forces in the Western Desert Campaign. However, the 185th Paratroopers Infantry Regiment Folgore was detached from the division and ordered to remain in Italy to be the nucleus for the formation of the 184th Paratroopers Division. Therefore, the regiment ceded its Roman 2 and Roman 4 battalions to the 187th Paratroopers Infantry Regiment Folgore. When the division arrived in Africa, it consisted of about 5,000 men. In Africa, the division's 3 artillery groups of the 185th Artillery Regiment Folgore were merged into 2 artillery groups of 3 batteries each. An additionally 7th Battery was formed with surplus material found by the division during its transfer to the front. This allowed the division to attach 1 battery to each of its 7 paratroopers battalion. After arriving in North Africa, the division participated in the last stages of the First Battle of El Alamein. The Folgore was sent to the extreme south of the Axis line between Deir el-Munasib and Karat el-Haimamat, where the Qattara Depression began. From 30 August to 5 September 1942, the division participated in the failed Axis attempt to outflank the British 8th Army at El Alamein in the Battle of Alamein el-Hafa. On 15 September, the 185th Paratroopers Infantry Regiment Folgore officially left the division and changed its name to 185th Paratroopers Infantry Regiment Nembo. After the Battle of Alamein el-Hafa, the Folgore split into 4 tactical groupings named after their commanders. These 4 groupings were from north to south: 185th Infantry Division Folgore, Raspali Roman 7 Paratroopers Battalion, Roman 8 Paratroopers Sapper Battalion, Becai Roman 2 Paratroopers Battalion, Roman 4 Paratroopers Battalion, Camaso Roman 9 Paratroopers Battalion, Ex-Paratroopers Battalion, Tantalo V Paratroopers Battalion, VI Paratroopers Battalion. On 29 September 1942, the British launched Operation Braganza against the paratroopers of the Folgore, who despite numerical inferiority managed to repulse the British attack. After Braganza, the Roman 9 and ex-paratrooper battalions were merged as Roman 9 Paratroopers Battalion, which was then combined with the Roman 2 Paratroopers Battalion and Roman 4 Paratroopers. The new grouping was sent together with the Roman 3 Paratroopers Artillery Group to the north of the Folgore's line at Deir el-Munasib, while the Raspali grouping moved to the center of the 15 km long line. Second Battle of El Alamein. On 23 October 1942, the British commenced the Second Battle of El Alamein. On 23 and 24 October, the Folgore's front was tested by British attacks, followed by an all-out assault by 3 Allied divisions on 25 October. At 10:30 am on that day, the British 44th Home Counties Infantry Division, 50th Northumbrian Infantry Division, 7th Armoured Division, together with the 1st Free French Brigade attacked the Folgore from three sides. The attack was repulsed by 3M of 26 October. On 26 and 29 October the Allied divisions attacked the Folgore again, but with less force than on the 25 of the month, as the Allied focus had shifted to force a breakthrough in the other sectors held by ex-Army Corps with the 17th Infantry Division Pavia and 27th Bresci. When the Folgore received the order to abandon its positions and retreat westwards on 2 November 1942, none of the division's positions had been lost to the British. The division began its retreat during the night of 2 to 3 November 1942, leaving behind 1,100 dead. During the retreat, the division formed the Axis rearguard. On 6 November, the remnants of the division were overtaken and surrounded by motorized British forces and forced to surrender. On 25 November 1942, the Folgore was declared lost due to wartime events. The few survivors who managed to escape were organized into the 185th Paratroopers Battalion Folgore, which fought in the Tunisian campaign on the Marth Line and was destroyed during the Battle of Takroun on 21 April 1943. Battle Analysis. At El Alamein, throughout several engagements, the paratroopers were either able to resist the attacks made upon them or, when the Allied forces had been successful in completely wiping out the first line of Folgore outposts, to reform again, usually counterattacking. The main Allied effort during the battle was in the northern part of the Axis line. However, the four divisions attacking the Folgore positions in the south had also been given breakthrough objectives. The 7th Armored Division had been ordered to spare their tanks, so their attacks were called off after the bloody fighting during the night of October 24. 31 Allied tanks were destroyed or damaged during that night alone. At the end of the Battle of El Alamein, Harry Zinder of Time magazine noted that the Italians' paratroopers fought better than had been expected, and commented that, in the south, the famed Folgore Paratroopers Division fought to the last round of ammunition. Combat Group Folgore. On 24 September 1944, the Italian co-belligerent army raised the Combat Group Folgore with soldiers and material from the disbanded 184th Paratroopers Division Nembo. After the war, the Combat Group became the Mechanized Division Folgore, which was disbanded on 31 October 1986. Paratroopers Brigade Folgore. On 1 January 1963, the Italian Army raised the Paratroopers Brigade in Pisa, which received the name Folgore, on 10 June 1967. Organization. The division was sent to Africa and fought in the battles of El Alamein with the following structure: 185th Paratroopers Division Folgore Command Company, 186th Paratroopers Infantry Regiment Folgore Command Company, the Paratroopers Battalion, VI Paratroopers Battalion, Roman 7 Paratroopers Battalion, Paratroopers Support Weapons Company 47/32 Anti-Tank Guns, 187th Paratroopers Infantry Regiment Folgore Command Company, Roman 2 Paratroopers Battalion, transferred from the 185th Paratroopers Infantry Regiment Nembo, Roman 4 Paratroopers Battalion, transferred from the 185th Paratroopers Infantry Regiment Nembo, Roman 9 Paratroopers Battalion, ex-Paratroopers Battaglione 1, Paratroopers Support Weapons Company 47/32 Anti-Tank Guns, 185th Paratroopers Artillery Regiment Folgore Command Unit, Paratroopers Artillery Group 47/32 Anti-Tank Guns, Roman 2 Paratroopers Artillery Group 47, Roman 3 Paratroopers Artillery Group 47, Tukes Anti-Aircraft Artillery Batteries 20/65 Mod, 35 Anti-Aircraft Guns, Ammunition and Supply Unit, CLXXXV Sapper Battalion, replaced by the Roman 8 Paratroopers Sapper Battalion in May 1942, Roman 8 Paratroopers Sapper Battalion, former Roman 8 Paratroopers Battalion/186th 185th Paratroopers Mortar Company 81 Mod. 35 mortars replaced by the 20th Mortar Company. 20th Mortar Company 81 Mod. 35 mortars joined the division in North Africa. 185th Paratroopers Telegraph and Radio Operators Company. 185th Paratroopers Engineer Company. 185th Transport Unit. 185th Medical Section. 20th Supply Section. 185th Carabinieri Section. 260th Field Post Office. Note 1. After suffering heavy losses, the Roman 9 and ex-paratrooper battalions were merged as Roman 9 Paratroopers Battalion. Military honors. For their conduct during the Western Desert Campaign, the President of Italy awarded on 26 March 1963 to the 3 regiments of the 185th Paratroopers Division Folgore, Italy's Haya, the Gold Medal of Military Valor. 185th Paratroopers Artillery Regiment Folgore on 26 March 1963, 186th Paratroopers Regiment Folgore on 26 March 1963, 187th Paratroopers Regiment Folgore on 26 March 1963. Commanding Officers. The division's commanding officers were General di Brigata Francisco Sapienza 1 September 1940, 128 February 1942, General di Division Enrico Frettini 1 March 1942, 25 November 1942, Paolo